They thought she was just another recruit. Boots scuffing the ground, eyes lowered, silent as stone. Easy target. They whispered insults, smirked, waiting for her to crack. But Elena Carter didn't crack. She stood steady, too steady, and hidden beneath her uniform was a mark no one was supposed to see, a mark that belonged to a unit that didn't officially exist. The day they told her to step forward for inspection, the laughter was loud. But when the commander walked in and saw her back, everything stopped. Want to know what happened next? Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from, and don't forget to hit subscribe. The morning heat pressed down hard on Naval Station San Diego. Recruits lined up in rows, their boots aligned, their nerves stretched thin. Drill instructors barked, and every name was answered with a trembling, "Yes, sir." Then came hers. Carter. Elena Carter stepped forward, shoulders square, eyes calm. Too calm. The others shifted, nudged each other. One muttered, "Here it comes." The petty officer's voice cut like steel. "Strip inspection." The words hung heavy in the air. A ripple of cruel grins spread down the line. Some recruits smirked openly. Others whispered filth under their breath. One even raised his phone, pretending to check the time but angling it just enough. Elena didn't flinch. She didn't snap back. She simply reached for the zipper of her jumpsuit. The laughter grew louder. Elbows dug into ribs. They thought they were about to watch her humiliated, exposed. They thought this was the moment the Ice Princess would break. But Elena Carter wasn't breaking. She was about to remind them what true strength looks like. The zipper slid down with a soft rasp. Elena peeled her jumpsuit to her waist, tying the sleeves like it was just another drill. Underneath only a plain gray tee. Practical worn, nothing flashy, but the laughter didn't stop. "Turn around," one of them sneered. "Full inspection." Standard protocol, everyone knew it wasn't, but no one stopped him. Not yet. Elena turned. The air changed. Down her spine, stark against pale skin, ran 3 black marks burned in with military precision. A sharp downward triangle, a string of numbers, and at the base the wings of a predator bird stretching wide. Silence crashed over the line. The grins vanished. The phone lowered. One recruit squinted. "Just some old tattoo," he whispered. But another Rodriguez froze cold. His father had once whispered about units erased from records, warriors who officially never lived. And now one stood before him. That's when the commander entered. Colonel James Fenn strode into the bay, his voice mid-sentence, until his eyes caught her back. His folder slipped from his hand, hitting the floor with a crack that echoed like a gunshot. "No, it can't be," he muttered, because he knew that tattoo, knew what it meant. And suddenly, everyone else realized, this wasn't just some recruit. This was something else entirely. The recruit stood frozen, eyes darting between Elena's back and the colonel's face. The silence was unbearable, like the whole hangar was holding its breath. Colonel Fenn's voice cut through it, low and sharp. "Who ordered this inspection?" No one answered. Boots shuffled. A throat cleared. But nobody dared step forward. Fenn's jaw tightened. "I asked a question." Finally, one of the louder recruits muttered, "Just standard check, sir." The colonel's glare could have split steel. "Standard check?" He pointed to Elena without breaking eye contact. "Do you even know who you're standing in front of?" The recruit blinked, confused. "She's just a—" Silence. The word cracked like thunder. Fenn walked forward slowly, every step echoing. He stopped behind Elena, eyes fixed on the tattoo like it was a classified file come to life. He spoke, not to her, but to the room. "This designation belongs to Ghost Unit 16, a program that doesn't officially exist. And if you're ever lucky enough to meet someone who carried that mark and lived, you don't laugh. You stand at attention," gasps. A ripple of realization hit the recruits. Their smirks dissolved into shame, and without needing another order, they straightened, spines stiff, faces pale. Elena didn't move, didn't speak. She didn't have to. For the first time, respect wasn't demanded. It was given, silently, completely. The colonel's eyes shifted, hard as stone. "Dismissed. Every one of you. Get out." And just like that, the crowd that mocked her moments ago scattered, boots scrambling for the exit. When the last recruit's footsteps faded, silence filled the bay. Just Elena and Colonel Fenn remained. She pulled the sleeves of her jumpsuit back over her shoulders, slow, deliberate, as if sealing the moment shut again. Fen finally spoke, his voice quieter now, stripped of authority, edged with something closer to respect. I never thought I'd see that mark again. Elena didn't answer. She simply adjusted her collar, hiding the wings and numbers from view. The colonel stepped closer, lowering his tone. Ghost Unit 16. I was briefed once, years ago. Black file, eyes-only clearance. They said none of you survived. Elena's gaze met his, steady, unreadable. Then maybe you should keep believing that. For a long moment, Fen just studied her, searching her face for anything. Explanation, emotion, weakness. He found none. Finally, he nodded, almost to himself. Very well. But know this, while you're here, no one lays a hand on you. Not on my base, not under my command. Elena allowed the faintest flicker of a smile. Half gratitude, half defiance. I don't need protection, Colonel. I just need space. Fen exhaled slowly, like a man realizing he was in the presence of something far bigger than himself. Space. You'll have. But sooner or later, Elena, the truth about who you are will surface, and when it does, God help anyone who underestimates you. The colonel turned and left, his footsteps echoing away. For the first time in years, Elena stood in silence. Not as a recruit, not as a victim, but as a ghost who'd been seen. From that day forward, no one on base dared whisper Elena Carter's name without lowering their voice. The tattoo had done more than silence a room. It had exposed a truth no inspection, no drill, no mockery could erase. She wasn't just a recruit fumbling through drills. She was something else. Born of mission stamped never happened, and the colonel knew it. The whole barracks knew it. The woman they had tried to humiliate had just forced them to stand at attention without saying a single word. Because sometimes strength isn't proven by how loud you shout or how hard you fight. Sometimes it's revealed in a single mark, etched into your flesh, burned into your past, undeniable to anyone who dares look. Elena Carter carried that mark, and whether she wanted it or not, her courage had already begun to inspire others. Now I want to hear from you. If you were standing in that barracks and saw what the colonel saw, what would you have done? Drop your answer in the comments below. And don't forget, this is just one of many true-to-life hero stories we share here on Epic Hero Stories. Hit subscribe. Tap the bell and join us tomorrow for another powerful story you won't forget. Until then, remember this, respect is never given. It's earned in scars, in silence, and in moments just like this.